Well then, how's it going, boys and girls? Welcome back to episode 4 of my New York Rangers franchise mode. If I sound a little pissed off, it's because I am. We were, I think 1 point or 2 points right out of the playoffs. We started off pretty strong. Around the midway point of the season, we started to go downhill, getting us to about a 500 team. And then we decided by trade deadline, we didn't really look. We could have made the playoffs. We were definitely in hopes, but we weren't close enough. So I decided to fire my coach. Decided to trade some players in Buchnevich and Strome as they had the 1 year left and weren't looking to re-sign, and bring up some rookies, or not necessarily rookies, but younger guys who could potentially be in a lineup next year, or just make different moves. Basically, we ended up trading Jacob Trouba as well because his contract was ridiculous and he was doing absolutely nothing for us. And at that point, we started to do much better after the trade deadline. Until the last 5 games of the season, we decided to just take some stupid losses in overtime and shootout and giving points to teams that we couldn't give points to. And we paid the price. So now we are at the end of the season, not in the playoffs, and we need to reassess the team to move forward for the next season. So we'll check the points. We'll look at the playoff tree, and then we'll sim to the draft. So at least we're going to have a good draft this year. Hopefully it helps us. All right, so the forwards on our team. We had Lafreniere get 75 points in 82 games, so I definitely can't complain with that. Panarin was 72, -2 though. Taves with 70. The thing about Taves, though, he no longer fits on our team. The only position he could really play is the first line, and his chemistry is absolutely horrendous. He doesn't work on our power play. He doesn't work on our penalty kills. So as good as he has 1 year left. We weren't a playoff team. I'm going to be looking to trade him in the offseason. Zibanejad, we just re-signed to an extension. It was a 5-year, I believe it was a 5-year, 7.75. So 66 points. It's going to be solid for our second line because him, Lafreniere, and Krav is still going to be that line. Kako at 48 points, so it's a pretty disappointing season for him. Seeing how his stats are so well-rounded everywhere. But, he's 21 years old, so it was only a second season. Sophomore slump. I think it was a second season. Let me just double-check that. It was his third season, sorry. So hopefully now he starts to pick it up. He is 87 overall. He's going to be playing with Panarin, and I'm going to try to find a good center for that line. Riley Smith is not looking to sign with us. Regardless, he had 5 points in 14 games with our team. Nope, that's a lie. What the hell was that then? I guess that was playoffs last year. He had 9 points in 21 games. We're not going to re-sign Smith, though. He was just for the playoff push. Andrew Shaw with 24. Hedl with 46, -11 though, just because that third line was doing pretty bad with Strome, Buchnevich, and Hedl. But with our new coach, his chemistry is off the board, so we just have to find 2 players with him, and hopefully we can improve that third line. Paquette with 21, Smith with 14, Ho-Sang with 5 points in 21 games. He had how many with us though? Okay, it was all with us, right? Because we brought him from the AHL. We were probably going to re-sign him, but just as a depth forward. Sam Bennett as well, we might just sign as a depth forward. He had 4 points in 5 games, so it's pretty solid. Blackwell, we're going to probably move from him. Defense, Fox with 41, Miller with 29. So these are definitely the future of our defense, of our team. Hayek, unfortunately, does not want to re-sign with us. He is a top 4. Potential to be a top 4. 79 overall. But he wants another $5 million. So we're going to check that out in a bit. Lindgren with 17. -1. Miller was 15. McNabb 11, which ended up being 2 and 21. +2 though. That's all we really need from him. And Zach Jones with 5 assists in 21 games. So he didn't get his first NHL goal. We're definitely still going to keep him as that third liner because, I don't know, at 21 years old, it's potential to be a top 6. He could fit well right there. This is where we took a nice downfall because Shesterkin and Georgiev are both starting goalies, but both played horrible. Letting in a 3-goal against average and just about 3 here. Under 9 save percentage. Both 500. As in, like, what the hell, you know? So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with my goalie situation. I don't know if we trade one of them. We could have Georgiev. I think I signed him to a 3-year, 1.5. We could keep him as our starter. And maybe trade Shesterkin. Save that $6 million and put it somewhere else. But I don't know. Maybe we keep them both. We're definitely going to have to see with the moves we make. We could go. Let's go the entire league. I'll show the entire league. We'll start with forwards. So McKinnon 104, Rantanen 104. So obviously Colorado did well. Crosby 101, 34 years of age, still killing it. Malkin 98, 35 years of age, still killing it. Just 1 goal shy of 50 goals, unfortunately. Scheifele 98, Barzal 98, Seguin, Landeskog, Barkov, Stone, Ovechkin 1 shy of 50 as well. Matthews probably going to win that. Rocket Richard with 51 goals. Bergeron 87, Huberdeau, Kane, Parise. Wow, Parise 1 shy of 50 as well. 37 years of age. Okay. Eichel 84 -15, so Buffalo's still probably a bad team. Pettersson 84, Connor 84, Besser 83, and Kotkaniemi with 83. Wow. Okay, I hope that happens in real life. I don't ever actually see that happening, but... And then the list goes down from there. A lot of players with a lot of points. You know what? Let's go look at goals. Maybe there was someone who got more than Matthews. I doubt it, but... Yeah, so Matthews wins the Rocket. We go defense now. 99 points. Wow. John Carlson 1 shy from 100 as a defense. That's crazy. Quinn Hughes 82. Darnell Nurse 65. And Bufflin's still killing it. All right. In this universe, I guess he came back to life, you know? Not to say he died, but, you know, he's just took a random leave and just never came back. Makar 59. And the list goes down. So, goalies. We're going to go to save percentage and the ones who actually played a lot. So, wow, this is actually surprising. Not many goalies did pretty well. Ullmark, 37 games played. It's pretty high up there. Ranta, 53. Leonard with 70. Fleury with 74, excuse me. He's on San Jose Sharks now. Kakinen did pretty well. Talbot as well. So Minnesota did good in goalies. Samsonov, 91. All right. Let's look at the wins. 48 wins for Leonard. That's crazy. 2 shy from 50. That would have been nice. Shutouts. Gibson with the most. So that's that for the stats. So here is your playoff tree. You got Carolina, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Boston, Montreal, Tampa Bay, Toronto, Florida. On the other side, you got Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota, St. Louis, Arizona, San Jose, Vegas versus Chicago. So we're going to sim about 2 weeks. Maybe a week and a half, and then see how the first round played out. All right, so second round, you can see there, you got Pittsburgh, Boston, Montreal, Florida, and you got Minnesota, Dallas, Arizona versus Chicago. All right, so Minnesota, Chicago versus Florida and Pittsburgh. So Florida is making a good run at it. I wonder if their crowd is actually full. In the meantime, what I want to do is go to contracts And I'm going to actually sign some players. Because we still have Fox and Kako. We need to sign to extensions. And I want to do that now before we get into free agency and they become way too expensive. So we're going to go all skaters. We're going to go extensions. We'll sign Kako. He wants a 2-year 5.8. I'm going to definitely want to give him long term. But I'm not going to give him 7 or 8 years. Seeing how he still hasn't really proven to be a top-notch player. But I will give him the 6 years. I think he'll be good enough to get that 6 year. Maybe I'll give him like a $7.5 million contract. All right, so that's going to be for Capo Caco. Adam Fox will give, he wants 5 years, 6 point. That's honestly, it works with me. He's going to be 25 by the offseason most probably. This will work till about 30 years old. I'll give him a 5 year, 5.875. All right. So that's that. Hosang will sign to depth. We'll do a 1 year, 900,000. McNabb. Now, these are guys we'll see at the end. He fit pretty well. Maybe he could be depth depending on how much he wants. 2 years, 2.9. I mean, he could definitely work with Zach Jones, but I kind of want a right-handed defenseman, so I'm going to save him there for now. Andrew Shaw, we could definitely re-sign on our last line. I'll do a 2 year, 1.65, 1.5 at 2 years. Sam Bennett. We might potentially move on from him. Maybe trade him. We'll see. We're not going to sign him just yet. Jamel Smith, we could definitely re-sign at a 2 year, 1.25. Blackwell we're gonna move on from. Riley Smith doesn't want to sign. Hayek doesn't want to sign. He dropped to 77 now for whatever reason. So I don't know who's gonna really sign him. Look at the money he wants. 3 years, 5.2. Even on 1 year he wants 5 million. So yeah, no chance there. Pocket doesn't want to re-sign, so we're gonna have to find ourselves a center grinder for the last line. So that is that. Like I said, we signed Zabinajad to our 5 year, 7.750. Jonathan Taze is going to have 1 year, 10.5, so we're definitely going to look to trade him. His value went down a bit, so we're not going to get the same return as what we paid for him. But, you know, we took the risk, try to make the playoffs. It didn't work out, unfortunately, and now we got to move on. So that's basically it for now. All right. So goalies, this is what we're looking at. Yeah, we signed Georgiev to a 2 year, 1.5. So Andrew Shaw re-signs. That's pretty solid. Adam Fox re-signs, and Capo Caco re-signs, and Smith and Hosang. So all our players signed. So that's good. Let's go to view draft class. We're probably going to be in the top 15. Well, we're definitely in the top 15. Hopefully in the top 10. And it looks like a good class so far. So do we need centers? Do we need wingers? Honestly, centers I think are the main part. Right now we have that Zeeler rookie that we got last year at 15th overall. He's still 67 overall. I'll check with you guys. I'll show you guys in a sec, but he's 67 overall, 18 years old. He was point per game in the USA League. I don't know exactly which league it was, but I'm probably going to keep him there for another year still. Maybe till he's 19, he goes to 70-something. Hopefully even better than just 1 point per game. He's at like 55 points in 52 games. I want to see like 80 to 100 points. All right, so that's what we're looking at here. Top 9. All right, so it goes downhill here. Any elite? Not really. All right, so we still got some top 6 over here. He's pretty good, this guy. Centerman, sniper. He wouldn't be too bad to maybe replace Zabinajad in the future. 3 years, this guy. 3 years also. Let's see. I definitely want to get one of those top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That'd be nice. Hopefully we could fall in the top 7. This guy looks nice. NHL ready. cycle pinch. So he would be solid, but the thing is we already have our offensive defenseman, so Pietro Angelo. He's a defensive defenseman. He could actually probably work. Pinch cycle. He could play with Adam Fox. Lindgren can play with Miller, or vice versa. Albert's as well looks pretty good. Too bad they're not right-handed, but what do you want to do? Lambert, 200-foot game, skating protection. I mean, like, if he's NHL ready, he could potentially play that first line, honestly. He'd be a solid replacement for Jonathan Toews. So I wouldn't mind getting Brad Lambert. He'd probably be like high 70s, but you're just hoping he does well with Panarin and Kako. Shane Wright, I know he's supposed to be projected, I think, first in real life, if not mistaken. Is he a two-way forward? He's a playmaker. And then Savoie, playmaker. I mean, they're all NHL ready, so... Oh, except for him 1 year. All right, so Chicago-Pittsburgh Stanley Cup Finals. That's crazy. All right, so Chicago Blackhawks are your Stanley Cup playoffs for the 2022 season, 21-22 season. Wow, 13th overall. All right. That's unfortunate. Yeah. We are just out of playoffs, so we are trying to hopefully get a lottery pick. Look at New Jersey, 11-3. Detroit 10-1. Washington 9-2. Wow. That's too bad. All right. Well, maybe we could move up in the draft. We could see if someone's willing to get rid of their picks. Let's go view draft class, all right, before we go into it. What we're going to do is see who is at 13. Defensive defenseman, right-handed, top 4. Whew. Cycle pinch. I mean, he looks like he could fit on our team, but he doesn't look good. Physically well. Shooting's good. Except his puck skills, senses, and skating are not the best. Oh, this guy looks good. And you know what's good? This guy could play on that third line. Playmaker. I wouldn't mind getting this guy, actually. He'd be a good third line player. If we can't move up, I think I'm going to get him over Jeng, just because defense you could always assign in the free agency. Forwards, they're all, like, I'm sure you can too, but it's harder to draft a good forward than a good defense, in my opinion at least. So let's go. Let's just go right into the draft. There's nothing more we could do here. I will edit our trade block. What I'm going to do is put... Yeah, I'll put my draft picks up for trade. Not my future ones, though. Actually, yeah, maybe my future ones. No, not my future ones. Not right now. And then we're going to go to wants. And also want... I don't want future picks right now. I want a top 5. So let's go on. I'm not going to put anything in this, but what I will do is put Jonathan Toews. I will put both our goalies, Shesterkin and Georgiev. And then I will put, imagine, remember what I said when we made the trade for Strome? And it was between my first round back or Chicago's, and Chicago went to go win the cup. So we'll put Vegas's first and my first. All right. So those are the people we're gonna put. People and assets we'll put in our block, and hope to get I don't know, something in return. Hopefully a top 5 pick. Let's enter the draft. Okay, so Washington wants to get rid of theirs. Now the thing is, if we get Washington's, who do we draft? Do we still get Lambert? or do we go best available? Sontag's probably going to go first. I don't really want these defense because, like I said, defense, we have our offensive, so Pietro Angelo is useless. And I don't want defensive defensemen at second overall, so it's between Lambert or Wright, and I just feel like Lambert would be the best fit for our team. I think Lambert's our pick, boys. I'm going to go with him. I'm going to trade for the second. Okay, we're going to do Jonathan Toews. We're going to put our 13th overall pick, even though I would have liked to get that. Now we're going to try to do a first, a second, retain half. There you go. So Jonathan Toews, Vegas' first and our second round pick for the second overall pick. So I had to do it quick. There was not much thinking to do. I needed that to be done. Now what I'm going to do is call a timeout. I'm going to call 2 timeouts so we have time to think about who we actually want to draft. All right, so let's actually look at the first overall pick. Sontag. Sven Sontag. All right, two-way forward, all around good. This shows points from last year. He's 6'5", 22 points in 59 games. So it's pretty solid. All right, now, as much as I'd love to get this guy Pietro Angelo, he looks amazing. He fits in our scheme. The thing is, 6'4". This got to be a fantastic defense. The thing is, we have Miller and we have Adam Fox, and those are 2 phenomenal defenses as well. Forget these guys, as good as they are. Coloma and Alberts, they're both defensive defensemen, and I'm not trying to get a defensive defenseman with my second overall pick. They all work in our scheme. Yeah, I'm not looking to trade Fox or Miller, so Lambert is projected 5th. I'm not... Usually at second overall pick, I'm very high on saying pick the best player available, and not based on your needs. But I mean, the guy is projected 5th. It's not like he's projected 15th. And, you know, this guy would fit on our first line perfectly. He's still good. 18 years old. Two-way forward. I really think this is the pick. Brad Lambert. I really think he's the pick. I think I'm going to do that, boys. Unless we go with Shane Wright. What I like with him is he's guaranteed scheme fit on our first line. Brad Lambert is 3. He's 1 year. So it's between Wright or Lambert. Oh my god. This guy killed it though, but he's also in the OHL. He is projected first overall in real life. His skating's not the best, though. Lambert has better... Okay, so let's compare. So they're both 200-foot games are amazing. His offensive creativity and playmaking ability is nice. So passing it to Panarin would be great. The balance is his weakness. So it's his skating, really. Now, this guy has no weakness. His skating is a strength and puck protection. Shootings are the same. Puck skill, Lambert has better puck skill. Senses goes to Wright. Skating is Lambert. Physical is Lambert. And defense is the same. So technically Lambert's the better player. But Shane Wright is the better offensive player, and he's guaranteed to fit on our first line. I think I'm going to go with Shane Wright Oh my god, I don't know. Oh my god. Oh my god. Who do I pick? I think I'm going to go with him just because I know he fits on our first line for sure. Shane Wright, boys. Shane Wright. That is the pick. He's projected first in real life next year. Or in 2 years. I'm going to make it. Shane Wright. He's our guy. 93 offensive awareness. Yeah. Defense is good. Shooting's pretty good. Skating's still pretty good. I can see where his balance is his weakness, but I mean, he's 18. He could definitely improve on that. I think that was a good pick. Jonathan Toews, a first-round pick and a second for Shane Wright. I think it was good as can be. So, we still have our 13th. So let's sim to our next pick. And we're going to look at the rest, all right? So, Caholma goes third. Not even Pietro Angelo. Wow. I think that was a mistake for New Jersey. Ottawa gets Pietro Angelo. He's already a depth defenseman. He's minor top 2. He's an other forward. So, yeah, I don't think he's NHL ready just yet, even though they say he is. Lambert. Yeah, not as much offensive awareness. He's actually a playmaker. He wasn't a two-way forward. So I think Wright was the better option. He is faster. Either or would have been fine. The only good thing is I know Shane Wright fits on that first line, so that's the bigger plus. Alberts to Calgary, Savoie to Nashville, Gaucher to LA, Wood center power forward. That would have been solid too. He goes to Islanders, Geeky to Columbus, McCallum to Vancouver, Gispers to Anaheim, and then we pick. And I think we're going to get that forward in Aaltonen. So we could always get this guy, but I just don't like how bad he is everywhere. Similar to Shea Weber, right-handed defenseman. He could end up fitting for sure next to Miller, but I think we could always sign someone, and I would like to get this guy. He looks, even though it's all just a 1 out of 4, I can see he has no weakness, and he could potentially fit on that third line next to Hedel. So that's what we're going to do. Perfect. So K. Aaltonen to the Rangers. Let's see now. Where is Washington? 27. Who will they pick with that? We're going to go to sim pick 80. We'll go to the round 1. And let's see. Oh, low elite. Nice. Pretty solid. Petrov. No, Klotz. Medium top 9. So that sucks. Alright. Let's make our pick in the third round, and we're going to call it a day. Alright. Alright, so we're going to sim to resign phase, sorry. I'm going to go to assign scout. This is where we fire all of them, alright? They're all shit. I'm going to completely revamp our scouting system. Okay, so I just got rid of all our scouts. Now we're going to go to contract screen. Alright, 18 million, alright? So, Zibanejad, Hedel, and we need a last line centerman. Kara doesn't want to sign. I'll release you, alright? I'll release. We got to completely revamp the AHL team as well. Release. Blackwell, release. Rooney, release. Bennett, I'm going to qualify you for now. These guys are still here. You could get released. Hardstrom, release. I'm not going to sign Zeeler just yet either. You could get released. Released. Why did I sign this guy? Or like, when? Shit. Shane Wright. Do we sign him? I'm going to sign him. Maybe play him in our preseason, If he's not good, we'll bring him to the OHL. All right, so let's offer him a contract. So we definitely need a first-line centerman, that's for sure. Panarin, Lafreniere, that's going to be our 2 left wings. So we're definitely going to need a third-line left wing, and then we're going to get Smith on that last line. Kirivanta could stay in the minors. 2 years. Boom. Sveshnikov as well. Maybe he could be a depth player. Who knows? All right, so that's all that. Aaltonen we won't sign just yet. We'll let him play in the Liga again. All right, so Riley Smith does not want to sign. We're going to release you. Kako, Kravtsov, that's going to be our 2 right wings. We need a third-line right wing. Hosang will be depth. Shaw will be last line. I was looking at Gauthier. I was looking at him before I started the video. He actually would fit perfectly on that third line for us. But, I mean, with 18 points in 76 games, minus 17 in the AHL, that's just not good enough for me. So, he's going to stick in that minor, and hopefully we could find a room for him. We're going to have to find a coach that fits the same as our NHL coach now. So, I'm going to do that as well. All right, so now here's the tough part. We could sign McNabb to a... We even have John Moore still. Damn. Okay, it's qualify Hayek. We're going to go Fox Lindgren, all right? That'll be a +5. Miller, we need to sign a defense next to him. And then I want to go Zach Jones. And he's 2-way. I don't think I'm going to re-sign him. No. So I want to find a defensive defenseman. All right, that's what we're going to do. We're going to release him. John Moore could play our, I guess, AHL. Release. Yeah, we need to find some players for the AHL anyway. So Schneider could play our AHL. All these guys are garbage. So we definitely need to find some defense for our AHL. Kincaid doesn't want to sign, so we'll release you. We'll still sign you. 1 year. Get rid of you. And Hewitt, we won't sign just yet. All right. Easy decision. Easy decision. Dream of mine. Nice. I think that's it. That's all we really signed, right? The rest has to be done in the free agency. Anyone else? Just double check. All right. Yeah. So no one else to sign. I'm going to go to the coaching now. Fire our AHL coach. And get one who's equivalent to the one we have in our NHL. So he's actually a C, but I'm still going to rock with him. Unless I bring him to the minors and we find a better NHL one who has the same style. I think that's what we're going to do. All right? Yeah, the rest is fine. All right, so we need a goalie coach as well. All right, so we're at the start of the free agency. I'm going to go hire a AHL coach. Hopefully, actually, if I can find, like I said, an NHL coach, we can do that. And then we'll drop our head coach to the AHL. But for now, let's just see. Because so far it doesn't look like there's many. All right, so Pedersen is the only one who's actually equivalent to our NHL coach. And he's the same overall, so I'm going to actually just sign him for the AHL. And then we'll reassess next year. But we're going to do a 2-year. You're going to be a AHL head coach. I'll give you the money years you want. And I'll just give you a solid $1.2 million. You're not going to get paid more than my head coach. Okay, so 1. There you go. That's the most I could do for you. Now we need a goalie coach. And that's C right there. Honestly, it's good enough for me. Let's just go all. Maybe there's better. I doubt it, though. There's never really good goalie coaches. So, NHL goalie coach, 3 years. $900,000. All right. Offer contract. All right. So that's it for the coaches. Now we go to the scouts. All right. So that's it for scouts. We'll wait for them to re-sign. Now the fun part. First line center, last line center, and 2 third line wingers. All right. And defense, right. So let's start. Let's actually start in the goalies, okay? Even though we don't really need them. I'm going to go potential. So I wouldn't mind getting a guy like Primo to play in our AHL. 22 years old. So we're going to sign him to a 2-year, $900,000 as our AHL goalie. So we're good at goalies now. Defense, we're going to go. This is also potential. Any young ones? Mikey Anderson. Not really sure who the hell this guy is. RFA, though. So what we're going to do is go UFA. I don't want RFAs right now. We need quite a bit in our AHL, actually. So I wouldn't mind getting a Jeremy Roy. Yeah, I'm going to sign this guy. 2-year, 9.5. Now, let's go actual role. We need a defensive defenseman, all right? Manson wouldn't be pretty bad. He doesn't fit in any of our lines, though. All defensive pairings, Pollock. I mean, if he fits in... Oh, this is Parise's, though. I have to look at that, too. All right. Parise. Cargiulio. All defensive pairing. Yeah. None. All defensive pairings. Like, a bunch of two-way Ds, though. Defensive defenseman. Parise's. And then it goes to top 6. That's not good. All right, so do we trade a goalie for a top 4 defenseman, or what's the deal here? We even need a top 6, though, defensive defenseman. So let's sign that at least. We're going to go Jan Ruta to a 2-year. 2-year, $2 million. You know what? We have the money. Let's go 2-year, 2.5. All right. And I'm also going to sign Murphy as depth, because why not? 1-year, 2.25. All right. So let's go left wings. All right. Potential. Okay. We're gonna go all now, even with the restricted. So Kachuk's obviously restricted. We don't really need him, though. We don't need guys like this. But just curious to see. We're going to go roll. We need a third line playmaker or sniper. Forward line 3. Yarncroak. I'm going to sign him. 2 years, 2.5. All right, so that took me a while, but I signed about 10 to 11 players. I know it's a lot, but we only have 30 under contract out of 50. So we're definitely going to sign regardless. Big names, I actually went after Claude Giroux. He has a 1-year, 7.5. Chicago is the other team interested. So does he want to go to Chicago, the Stanley Cup champs, or does he want to go to us? So I offered him a 1-year, 8.750 contract. So yeah, on the bottom right, you see 11 contracts offered. The rest is mostly just third line, fourth line players, just to see who would end up actually fitting on that third line. So we have guys like, here, I'll show you, approached. We have Cousins. I signed I think 1 year, 2.5 or something like that. Murphy for depth. Here, let's go forwards, all right? So we did Giroux, Cousins, Yarncroke. Him would be a perfect sniper on the third line. Galchenyuk, McEwen for the last line. We can move Shaw to the center. Stasny, 1 year, 1.2, I think I signed. We can move Hito to the left, put him in the middle, something like that. Zach Smith for the last line. Defense, I went for Murphy, Ruda, and Roy so far. And goalies, I went with Primo. So that's 11 signed. I'm going to continue probably signing a few more AHL defensemen. But I just want to check my team out there for 1 sec first. So we're going to go with younger guys, 27. Here we go. Dahlstrom, we'll sign you. We'll sign you. 1 year. All right. And we need one more offensive. That'd be good. There you go. Gleason. All right. So that's for the defense. Now, let's advance day. If Claude Giroux signs, that'd be perfect for the first line for 1 year until Shane Wright could step in. So AHL head coach signs. That's good. Our NHL goalie coach signs. It's good. These are all our scouts. Willing to accept. Willing to accept. All right. I signed about 18, so just bear with me here. All right, so Paul Stasny accepts. Smith accepts. Murphy accepts. This guy accepts. Nick Cousin accepts. Yarncroke accepts. Ruda accepts. Galchenyuk accepts. McEwen accepts. Primo accepts. Dahlstrom accepts. Roy accepts. Gleason accepts. All right, so a lot of accepts. Now, is it just Giroux we're waiting for now? It is. And we still have 10 million, so we could still afford him. All right. Come on, buddy. We still need that defense, though. So, there we go. Claude Giroux signs with our team. All right, so just after a long thinking and going through teams, I actually don't really necessarily need the top 4 defense. We could definitely rock with Fox, Lindgren, Miller, Ruta, Murphy, Jones, and then have Miller as a backup. But I still want to trade Hayek, so I'm going to keep him there for now. All right, for whatever reason, I just skipped through it by accident, but we just signed Hayek. But how much? What the hell? I said, I believe it's a good signing for me in the franchise. A 1 year, 1.3. All right, so we'll see. Maybe he could fit in our line. Maybe we trade him. We'll see, though. We'll see. All right, set captains. So, yeah, Panarin. So, Bitterjat captain. I'm not going to put Kako assistant. Let's put, since Trouba is gone, Adam Fox as another assistant. All right. Now, edit lines. Let's see what we could do. I'm going to do all this myself, and I'll show you guys the finished result. All right. All right, boys. So, I don't know exactly what happened, but near the end of the video, my audio cut out. So I think all I really need to show you guys are the lines. I made a few extra, like at this point you could tell we're sim to the preseason. I made I think just some minor trades. I traded Nick Cousins for it was a prospect that I put in the AHL. I'll show you right now. For this guy right here, Oliver Sooney. Hopefully he fits in the future. Who knows? He's a power forward, 6'2". yeah, his scheme is not really the best. So maybe he could be a third liner, potentially last line. We'll see at this point. Maybe trade bait. But I mean, I made the trade because Nick Cousins, I'm fit nowhere. I didn't have him as a depth, and I wasn't gonna go play the guy in the AHL just because he had 40 points with the Vancouver Canucks last year. So those are his stats here. He looks like he's probably like a mid-70s guy. You could check the AHL lines. These are it. Kervanta, Chlapik, Suni, Gauthier, Hosang, Sveshnikov, Coyle. I'm not too sure how to pronounce this guy. Baron Sherbak, Gettinger, Bennett, and Smith. I ended up re-signing Bennett to a 1-year contract. He's listed as a third line scoring forward, but he just fit nowhere in my lineup, even for depth. We'll see. Maybe we'll call him up eventually, but I don't know. He probably just won't re-sign, so I put him last line just to boost up our AHL team. We have Pouliot, Dahlstrom, Glendening, Hayek I have here. I really just want to get this team going so this coach could potentially get better, and who knows, maybe he'll be our new coach. And then we have Walt and Caden Primo. So it's a pretty solid AHL team. Hayek ended up re-signing to a 1-year, $1 million. I really think he's just going to be trade bait at the deadline if we need to find anyone. For our NHL team, we have Panarin, Claude Giroux, and Kako. We have Giroux to a 1-year contract. I'll show you guys Shane Wright. Or actually, I'll just tell you because I ended up doing it myself. But he fit perfectly in this first line. So he's a 5-star green, or 5 checkmark green. So he's definitely our future first line centerman once we get rid of Giroux, which will probably be next year. We have Zibanejad, Kravtsov, and Lafreniere on the second. Once again, we have Galchenyuk, Hedl, and Yarncroke, who make a +3. So that's a solid line right here. Playmaker, 2-way forward, sniper. Then you have Zach McEwen, Andrew Shaw, and Giovanni Smith, +3 as well. Lindgren, Fox, +5. Ruta, Miller, +5. Jones, Murphy, +3. Either or Ruta or Jones would just be the same if we switch them. But yeah, I think my goal is to get a top 4D. I said we weren't really going to go do it in the offseason just because the scheme fit worked perfectly like this. And I don't really have anyone to trade. So maybe, I don't know, if Giroux doesn't do too well, I always have Stasny who could come in who would make the first line a +3 actually if it's perfectly on that line. So we'll see. Then we have guys who could bring up like Bennett, or we'll definitely see. We have Jeremy Roy and Miller as our depth defensemen. And Shesterkin, Georgiev again. We'll see. With the performance they had last year, I'm just really hoping for obviously a better season out of both of them. So depending on who does better will be our starter. This will be the last year we have both. I'm going to decide on who will be our starter and who we get rid of. And then that's basically it. So yeah, this will end off this video. Again, I don't know exactly what happened, but the audio just cut off randomly about 3/4 in. Just in time to show you the lines, basically. So that's the lines. That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. All of those things are definitely appreciated. And just let me know on any moves I should be making or what I should be doing. Or just if you enjoyed it, you could let me know in the comments below. So until then, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.